I'm running for office, for Pete's sake.
Who is this guy? Can you trust him?
Governor Romney, I am an undecided voter because I'm disappointed with the lack of progress I've seen in the last 4 years. However, I do attribute much of America's economic and international problems to the failings and missteps of the Bush administration. Since both you and President Bush are Republicans, I fear a return to the policies of those years should you win this election. What is the biggest difference between you and George W. Bush? And how do you differentiate yourself from George W. Bush?
We, the people, are proud to have this man as the President of the United States. Let me introduce the President, George W. Bush. Thank you all. Glad I came. I strongly stand with Mitt Romney because I believe he is the best person for the job of... I say that I know that because I know his values. He's got his priorities straight, his faith, his family. He's got a record. He's done things in life.
President Bush and I are different people, and these are different times. And that's why my 5-point plan is so different than any investments I have over the last 8 years have been managed by a blind trust. And I understand they do include investments outside the United States, including in Chinese companies. What he would have done. I mean, for instance, we can now, by virtue of new technology, actually get all the energy we need in North America without having to go to the Arabs or the Venezuelans or anyone else. That wasn't true at this time. That's why my policy starts with a very robust policy to get all that energy in North America and become energy secure. Number two, trade. I'll crack down on China. President Bush didn't. I'm also going to dramatically expand trade in Latin America. It's been growing about 12% per year over a long period of time. I want to add more free trade agreements so we have more trade. Number three, I'm going to get us to a balanced budget. President Bush didn't. President Obama was right. He said that was outrageous to have deficits as high as $500 billion under the Bush years. He was right.
And we have fought back for 4 years to get out of that mess. The last thing we need to do is to go back to the very same policies that got us there.
And the president's right in terms of the additional oil production. You're going to see manufacturing jobs come back because our energy is low cost. They're already beginning to come back because of our abundant energy.
Well, some people say that Mitt Romney isn't the most consistent candidate because he's changed his minds about big, important issues over the years.
You know, that's one of the things that I like about him because he's been consistent since he changed his mind.
You did not support the stimulus package from the beginning. Right. You did support part.
Yes.
He's talking about a $750 billion economic stimulus package. What do you think about this proposal?
Well, I frankly wish that the last Congress would have dealt with the stimulus issue and that the president could have signed that before leaving office. I think there is need for economic stimulus.
Experts are predicting kind of a tough fight between Romney and his biggest ideological opponent, Mitt Romney.
We do have tough gun laws in Massachusetts. I support them. I won't chip away at them. I believe they help protect us and provide for our safety.
I support the Second Amendment as one of the most basic and fundamental rights of every American.
You're only allowed a certain number of flips before people begin to doubt your character.
You had your turn. You had your turn. Sorry, it's my turn. You had yours. Now it's my turn. I'm looking forward to finding your facts on that because that just doesn't.
I'll tell you what the facts are.
Rick, again.
You had the
Rick, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Would you please wait? Are you just going to keep talking? I don't have lobbyists that are tied to my.
That is not true. Ron Kaufman's a lobbyist.
He's not. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said, Glenn? Excuse me, Glenn. He's not running my campaign. He's not running my campaign. He's not running my campaign. Okay, Glenn.
There's another law. Do you think a mandating people to buy insurance is the right tool?
Brett, I don't know how many hundred times I've said this too. This is an unusual interview. All right, let's do it again. Congress.
But Governor, you
and
did say on camera and other places that at times you thought it would be a model for the nation.
You're wrong, Brett.
No,
Brett, no, the tape out there. Continue to read the tape. I talk about my health care plan, which is a way to get people in this country insured.
So if the state chose a mandate, it would not.
I think it's a terrific idea. I think we'll end up with a nation that's taken a mandate approach.
No, I'm just saying, you were for individual mandates, my friend.
You know what? You've raised that before, Rick, and you're simply wrong.
It was true then.
No.
It's true now.
Rick, I'll tell you what. $10,000? $10,000 bet?
I'm not in the betting business.
Oh,
but
okay.
Mandates in Massachusetts, although you've backed away from mandates on a national basis.
No, I like mandates. The mandates work.
Beg your pardon?
Here we,
I didn't know you were going to admit that.
No, absolutely.
You like mandates.
Let me tell you what kind of mandates I like, Fred, which is this.
The ones you come up with.
Mitt Romney, he invented Obamacare before he was against it.
So when asked, will I preserve and protect a woman's right to choose, I make an unequivocal answer. Yes. I believe people understand that I'm firmly pro-life. Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush. The right way for America to proceed when we face the kind of challenges we face is to pursue the strategy which Ronald Reagan pursued when we faced the challenges of the last century. By the way, I'm in this race because I care about Americans. I'm not concerned about the very poor. We have a safety net there. I like being able to fire people who provide services to me. If someone doesn't give me the good service I need, I want to say, that I'm going to go get somebody else to. That many of you know. I know what it's like to worry whether you're going to get fired. There were a couple of times I wondered whether I was going to get a pink slip. I'm running for office, for Pete's sake.
Who is this guy? Can you trust him?
I have never supported the President's Recovery Act, all right, the stimulus. No time, nowhere, no how. I think there is need for economic stimulus.
You're only allowed a certain number of flips before people begin to doubt your character.
The big issue with Mitt Romney has been the issue of abortion. Has he flip-flopped on abortion?
I will preserve and protect a woman's right to choose. The right next step in the fight to preserve the sanctity of life is to see Roe v. Wade overturned.
He was pro-choice, then he's pro-life.
Or he flip-flops again, just like he did on abortion, just like he did on Ronald Reagan.
Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush. The principles that Ronald Reagan espoused are as true today as they were when he spoke them.
There you go again.
In 1985, I helped found a company. I learned how America competes with companies in other countries.
The money he has that he didn't inherit is what he made as a private equity mogul, shutting down companies, liquidating their assets, and firing their American workers.
I think you'll find that I've been as consistent as human beings can be.
If you're looking for someone who's never changed any positions on any policies, then I'm not your guy.
I think Americans just don't know sometimes which Mitt Romney they're dealing with.
The new cover of Time magazine today asks the question, why don't they like me?
From an organization that just suddenly ceased to exist the next day, it's really someone wanting to give Romney the money while staying in the shadows. A chunk of his funds came from his buddies on Wall Street, like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Bank of America.
To get that kind of money, you've got to cozy up as an incumbent to all of the special interest groups who can go out and raise money for you from their members. That kind of relationship has an influence on the way you're going to vote. But look, I'm not going to spend my time going after Ben Bernanke. I'm not going to take my effort and focus on the Federal Reserve.
Should the chairman of the Federal Reserve be appointed again?
I think he's doing a good job.
You do?
Yes, I do. And I think it's important to have the Fed as an independent agency. I do not think you want to have the Congress of the United States trying to pull strings at the. Well, that's what we did in Massachusetts, and that is we put together an exchange, and the president's copying that idea. I'm glad to hear that. Obamacare is bad news, and if I'm president of the United States, I will repeal it. But I believe the world is getting warmer. I believe that humans contribute to that. My view is that we don't know what's causing climate change on this planet.
Mitt Romney's reputation as a flip-flopper who changes position because of political expedience.
If Republicans didn't like Mitt Romney's position on the so-called union-busting proposal in Ohio, all they had to do was wait one day before he changed it.
I'm not speaking about the particular ballot issues.
But by today, Romney had a different answer.
I fully support Governor Kasich's, I think it's called Question 2 in Ohio.
He's changed his position on a number of issues.
Republican Mitt Romney says he will not sign a no new taxes pledge.
I'm proud to be the only major candidate for president to sign the tax pledge.
Your view has changed so dramatically.
I just signed a piece of legislation extending the ban on certain assault weapons. I do not support any new legislation of an assault weapon ban nature.
Experts are predicting kind of a tough fight between Romney and his biggest ideological opponent, Mitt Romney from 4 years ago. Those guys don't agree on anything.
And there are two Mitt Romneys.
This guy has played both sides of the fence with equal fervor.
The TARP got paid back, and it kept the financial system from collapsing.
So you feel it was well worth it?
Well, it was the right thing to do. TARP ought to be ended. TARP ought to be ended.
Mitt Romney flip-flopped again. He's trying to take credit for saving the auto industry.
I'm not willing to sit back and say too bad for Michigan, too bad for the car industry.
After he proposed letting the auto industry die.
That's exactly what I said. Let Detroit go bankrupt. Let Detroit go bankrupt.
You're only allowed a certain number of flips before people begin to doubt your character.
I think people understand that I'm a man of steadiness and constancy.
Who is this guy? Can you trust him?
Mitt Romney's reputation as a flip-flopper who changes position. He's changed his position on a number of issues.
The mixed messages are what did it.
Some people are going to see those changes of mind as awfully politically convenient. It's an issue of character.
The core issues for a man, as you said earlier, who doesn't seem to have a core.
I'm running for office, for Pete's sake. There are a lot of reasons not to elect me.
I'd like to ask you to just pass this message along to a friend. Thanks so much.
President Obama was right.
I don't believe you. No, I don't believe.
President Bush and I are different people, and these are different times.
When the people who preach don't believe it, I wonder how long it will take to catch on before everyone sees through the bullshit. It's a trend in the ballots I'm hearing. What will sell and accumulate fortunes? You can act all you like with the songs you don't write, but those verses won't make you a poet. I don't believe you. No, I don't believe. I don't believe you. No, I don't believe. Don't believe the shit you speak. I don't believe you. No, I don't believe. I don't believe you. No, I don't believe. Don't